Alright, so now we want to create a legend here using different parameters, but first we need to get the parameters to create the coloring and the legend based on it. Now we can use this method in the mechanics and the structures as well, but not the architectural, I don't think, but I think it works best in the structural parts. So this file here I'm saving as 03, and as the example we can go with the columns. So first I'll go to the search bar and look for category and add this tool. After that I'll look for all elements of category. Alright, I'll add this as well. And this option has only been added in the new version, and you can use it when you want to get the elements in a certain view. You just have to give the view and the category in the input. So right now we're in the 3D, so in the categories I'll look for structural columns, select that, and then in the Revit I'll get a duplicate of the 3D view. There we go, and then I'll rename this to create. Let's see, so right click, select rename, and then type in create. All right, let's go with create view. Just type it out and okay. And we can also go over to the Dynamo after that and press the open option, and I can just hit Ctrl C to copy the name of this and then go back to Revit file and paste the name in the new 3D view that we've created. Now after those we can go to the next step where we can hide the extra elements that we don't need. For example, in order to keep this as organized as possible, we can open up the visibility graphics menu and uncheck these items. Well, first the foundation, and then the floors, the generic models, then open up the structural framing section and uncheck the joist, then hit apply and OK. Alright, so now let's see what this is. It's listed as other. Alright, I'll open up the visibility graphics menu once again and find the structural beam systems through the menu. Let's see where it is and uncheck it and then hit apply and OK. Then in the plan we can right click, select all instances in project and press the hide element option from down here. Alright, so we have some more over here, so we can select all instances in the project once again and then hide those as well. Alright, I think that's about it. So I'll apply the changes and then let's see. I'll select this and the braces that we have here and the wall, we can select all of them, then right click and hide elements. Now this makes the plan more organized and our job easier. So after that I'll hit Ctrl S to save the project up to this point, and then we can continue the rest of the explanations. Alright, so I'll connect the category to this and then hit run, which gives us the list of all of the columns that we have. And now we can just go about sorting this. Now in this step we need to use another package. So in order to do that we can go over to the search bar and look for sort elements by parameter. And this requires the same practical beam package that we discussed earlier. So this is the element, and then for the parameter name I'll add a string, and inside of it I'll write type and connect it to the parameter name. Press run and then let's see. Alright, let's see what we have in the list. Okay, I'll go back to the Revit plan and select one of these columns, and alright, we can see the type here on the left as well. So in the next stage, I'll look for element dot name and select this tool and add it to the script. And this is going to be our element. Press run. Now we have the list of the name of the elements. And after that, we can go over to the search bar, but this time we'll look for category dot name. Select this and add it to the script. And this is going to be our category. Run. All right, so this is our structural column. So now I'll create a code block here and I'll give it a name. Let's say X plus quotation mark underscore quotation mark plus Y. Now the X and Y are variable, they can be anything. So I'll connect the string to the X and the Y to the string that says type. Press run, and as you can see, we get the structural column underscore type. So now I want to select the list group by key app and add it to the script. Now the list is the element that we've sorted and our key is the element name over here. Press run and there we go. So now we can go about the job of categorizing these based on the colors that we want. So we can go over to the search bar and I'll look for generic override view by, let's see, groups and keys. Add it and connect the element to the groups and the list to the unique keys. Press run and let's see. There we go. We can do the filtering and the categorizing of our columns just as this. Now we can use the same methods in the MAP and the architecture or wherever section we need. And we can also control it and add it to it as well. So let's see as the example, I'll go over to the search bar and look for color. Let's see. Color to string, which requires the practical beam package. I can add that to the program and then connect the color and hit run. All right, and as you know, we want to create a legend, not just categorization based on color. So in the next part, I'll get a copy of this. And in order to do that, I'll look for the duplicate element tool, which once again uses the same practical beam package. All right, select that and add it to the program. And well, now the color name connects to the name. And then I can look for select field region. So go over here to the search bar and type that in, which uses the same default Revit package that you automatically get. So select the vertical option here, and then let's see what else we get. Let me go over to the Manage tab in the Revit file and open up the additional settings and the Fill Patterns window. All right, so this is what we have. So I'll press run in the Dynamo. All right, this time let's go over to the Annotate tab, and I think because I've used the purge option before, it's gone now. So let's go over to a 2D view, open this up, and then after that I'll select the field region option from up here to see what types of options we have here to work with. It's only still on vertical, so I'll create a duplicate of it, naming it solid, and then press OK. Then click on here to open up the fill patterns and select the solid form for this. Alright, press OK for now and cancel here. Alright, now we can go back here and then bring the dynamo up here, press run. Now let's go back to Revit file and open up the structural cross section. Let's see what happened to the field region. I think it went away after I pressed cancel. So let me just create another one here. Type in solid and then select the solid pattern. Okay. Then I'll delete this and now we should get it in the dynamo as well. All right, there we go. So then I'll connect it to the element type. I'll press run up to this point and all right, this is fine up to this point, but we still have some work to be done because we haven't created draft of the legends here.